welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a little bit, but I had to get a working computer so that I could do some editing and all that good stuff. So sorry for the delay in between videos, but I just thought we'd jump right in with a current foundation and concealer routine. So if you want to know more about how I do my foundation and concealer, please keep watching. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Right now I don't have anything on my face, but I did a little bit of moisturizer. So currently what I've been doing is I've been starting with this Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer. And I am really oily. So this one I was reading about, doing some research about, and it works amazing for oily skin and just smoothing out the fine lines and wrinkles and all that good stuff. It lasts all day, and my foundation really does go on a lot smoother when I use it. And I just like to put a little bit, because a little bit goes a long way with this. Press it into the skin, typically. Like that. So I don't know if you can already tell a difference in my skin with the shine. It's already cut it way down. My typical foundation is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in, I usually do NW25, NW30, and kind of mix between the two. And it just kind of looks like this, and you can buy the pump separate so you don't have to keep like dumping it over onto your hand. And I've been loving this Infallible Pro Matte, and I mix them both. And this one literally, I mean, it is so matte, so if you're dry at all, you'll hate it. But if you get some oiliness and shine throughout the day, you're gonna love it. So I just usually have been mixing the two depending on if I've been out in the sun or if I've self-tanned. So I just put a little bit of both on the back of my hand. I have been kind of going back between my Beauty Blender and brushes to apply my foundation. I've been loving this Morphe E31. Which looks like this. It's nice and flat and dense. Dirty, but I'm just gonna use it. And it's heaven to put on your foundation. It makes it nice and smooth, packs it in really nice, not streaky. Or I've been using by Sigma the F80 flat top kabuki. These, I mean, they're all very similar, and I love them all equally, but I just kind of go back and forth. And then also the Makeup Geek foundation stippling brush. So they're all flat, densely packed, but my go-to lately has been the Morphe Elite Collection. I know it's a limited edition, so definitely give them a try. They are really reasonably priced and amazing quality. So I don't usually do this with lip gloss on. Bear with me. And I just like to press it in. And I typically do my brows after because I get a little messy while applying my foundation. So bear with me. And I always bring it down my neck just to blend. I use a retinol on my skin every night, so it's always a different color than the rest of my body. So then I typically go in with a black Beauty Blender, and I like the Beauty Blender brand the best. The sponge just seems to work really well with my skin and does everything that I can. I know some people use some off-brand ones that work just great, so to each their own. And it's hand. I got the lipstick off me. And I just kind of bounce back and forth off the skin to kind of blend it in, and it just makes it even more seamless and pick up any excess that you may not want just sitting on the top of the skin. It really does kind of press it in. Gives it a definite more flawless appearance. And I have a lot of acne scars, acne bumps, all that good stuff, and this just seems to help blend any discoloration in and take away from any shine that I start to get. And again, this is just what I found works best with my skin. If there's any super oily girls out there, I recommend trying both those foundations because it has really saved my life when it comes to keeping me shine free. And I just picked up a little bit more foundation, and I'm just going to go around some problem areas again. So now that you've blended that in, I typically go right into concealer. What I've been doing with concealer recently is I usually always use my MAC Pro Longwear concealer, but I've been trying out this Naked Skin by Urban Decay. It's kind of like taken over. And I use it in medium light neutral because I like an intense highlight. The application of it is really nice because it's a little doe foot applicator, and it really helps me apply it evenly. And this is definitely a lighter foundation compared to the Pro Longwear by MAC, and I've noticed the wear on it is pretty good. I don't know if it wears quite as long as the Pro Longwear on me, but since it's summertime and we get sweaty easily and more oil and all that good stuff, sometimes I like to use a lighter weight concealer. And so I just kind of go kind of crazy with the concealing. And I do all these little areas to kind of balance out my highlight. Ooh, yeah. So you can see I just like a light highlight. So I typically go in with a different beauty blender. I use a pink blend, but I mean there's no real difference besides color. I think the black one's more for bronzing and contouring. What I like to do to set my under eyes is the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and it has been an amazing powder that helps my concealer stay in place, and it doesn't give me necessarily a stark white eye. Under eye, I guess I should say. So that's been really nice. When it comes to my under eyes not moving, I love to set it with a powder. That's what I would definitely recommend, just so that it stays in place. And it helps prevent as much creasing as possible. Because we all know sometimes, depending on our eye, you can't help the creasing. So we do what we can to battle it. I typically leave the under eye blank until I'm done if I'm going to use shadows or whatnot. So the brush I like to use is the Sigma F35 tapered highlighter, just to set it with that powder. It's a little bit pricey, but a little bit goes a long way, and it really does last you, and it's worth the money in my opinion. So I just kind of tap under my eye right before I place the powder just to help with any of that creasing that has already started, because my under eyes crease almost right away. And I'm just gonna under, I'm gonna tap. And I also set my center, my nose, cupid's bow, and chin. So that looks another Morphe brush from the Elite collection, the E1. It's gigantic, super dense. This is what I love to use for my bronzer. The bronzer that I've been using to just warm up my skin lately has been the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion. And I have it in 35i and 30m. So 30m is the matte. It looks kind of like this, and I've used it quite a bit, and there's a lot in it. So I typically go in with the 30m first. I make a little fish face. And I just go in and start warming up that skin. Under the chin. And down my neck with the 30. Then I go in with 35i, which is one step up, and it's not matte. It's got like an illuminating effect to the skin. And it's not a ton of a difference. It's just what I've been pairing together, and it seems to really just kick it up a notch. Even if you don't like to contour, this is just perfect just to do all over, just to give you that little bit of a glow. And I always go under my jawline just to really carve it out so it looks more sculpted and less double chin-like. So you could stop there, apply your blush, whatever you want to do. I typically like to contour. It just depends on the look I'm going for. I'm going to show you a little bit more of an intense contour that I've been doing recently. So I go in with the Bobbi Brown bronzing powder in Deep 4, and you can tell I've really been loving it. I've already hit pan. So I've been using another one of the Morphe Elites. This is the E8, and it's a smaller one, so it fits perfectly right into where I want my contour to be. So I really want to kind of sleek out the chubby cheek and make it more sculpted. And this is like 3 or 4 shades deeper than me. You typically want to go a little bit deeper just so you can chisel out where you want that contour to start. So you can already kind of see a difference, and I just kind of go in, and this really is a nice brush to kind of blend it out as well. And it just fits so perfectly right where you want that contour to be. I try not to go too far into the mouth, because then it starts to look a little funny. And I do around my hairline. So you can kind of see how it's already giving that slimmy and more chiseled look to the face. Then sometimes I'll go in with another Elite by Morphe, the E4. It's angled. And that fits pretty perfectly right in that spot as well. And then I also like to contour my nose. I've been using the Sigma P84 Precision Angle for my nose lately. And this color is a little too warm for the nose area, but I blend it out. Typically a cooler tone bronzer looks better. And when I say better, I mean more natural. Because let's be real, when we're contouring our nose or any other part of our face, it's not really that natural. At least I don't go that natural. Then I also like to do underneath the lip, like without my lip gloss on. That makes it a little tough, and that kind of gives it a more full, poutier appearance. Then I take the E35 by Sigma and I blend out sides of my nose, the tip. And that kind of slims it out and straightens it out a little bit more. So then I typically like to go in with my blush, and I've been using the E34 by Morphe. It's a fluffy, soft brush, and that's also by the Elite collection. I've been loving these Elite brushes. They are totally worth going to check out. I'm obsessed. Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in Glisten lately. And it's this peachy kind of shimmery toned blush. And I've been loving it. It gives it a nice little sheen, so you don't necessarily have to put a highlight on if you don't want to. Gives you that nice glow. And it really does last all day, so does it last 12 hours? I don't know, because I don't know if I've worn it for 12 hours. I could definitely see it. I've done it for 8, maybe 10 hours has been the total. Yeah, and it's already got that built-in highlight in it. So you don't necessarily have to put a highlight. I die for highlight, so that's always a must. For that glow, I've been going for doing like a subtle base underneath my intense highlight, I guess. So I've been using the Sigma F40. It's a white-haired angle fluffy. It looks gross right now. Brush. I've been using the Hourglass Ambient lighting powder, in Radiant Light, and it looks kind of like this. So it's really the sheer soft highlight, and I've just been going gently over the high points of my face, and it just gives you that nice healthy glow. Super subtle. So you could leave it at this. I'm going to take it one step further as usual, and I'm using the new Champagne Pop by Becca Cosmetics, collabing with Jaclyn Hill, another YouTuber. And this is easy to use for my highlight. Oh my god. So go ahead and use this if you want to see your highlight from space. Oh, I love it. So clearly you don't have to use as much as me, but I say if you're going to highlight, let's highlight. I always do the tip of my nose because it gives it that little buttony, slendering appearance. Okay guys, this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. It's pretty simple. There's a few steps. You can adjust it obviously as you want to. This is just what I've been doing lately, and it seems to be working really well and lasting all day, and it has cut way down on my shine. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it. So please like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe. Thanks guys for watching. See you next time.